Hello. For this project, I chose the song Theme of Laura composed by Akira Yamaoka. Theme of Laura was used as the main theme for the game Silent Hill 2, and for some basic info about the song, the piece is set at 102 beats per minute, it's in the key of E minor with some accidentals spread throughout. It's in simple quadruple meter, and with some dynamic changes throughout the piece. The instruments he used were 2 electric guitars, an acoustic guitar, bass guitar, violin, drum set, and a tambourine. Yamaoka wanted to expand on what he did with the first game. He states in an interview that he wanted to make the melody more of a priority than how he normally approaches his songs, but he also wanted the listener to feel something when listening to his songs. After listening through Theme of Laura and playing through the game, there are many comparisons you can make with the progression of the song and how it fits with the story, the instruments of choice and what certain ones represents, as well as how the song ties in with our main character's journey. So before I start, I will be spoiling certain plot points of Silent Hill 2, but the game's been out since 2001, so... The song begins with the acoustic carrying out the harmonies, then the instruments that carry the main melody come in, which are the 2 electric guitars and the violin. At the beginning, both electrics play at the same time, but with different parts. The second guitar and violin share a part in the intro, where the guitar is playing in 30-second notes while the violin follows in mostly half notes. To me, this comes off as a feeling of uneasiness and unnatural. Because of the fast movements of the guitar playing along with a calmer approach that the violin has, something doesn't feel right, but it fits in the context of the story that the game is trying to tell. James Sunderland, our main protagonist, enters Silent Hill not knowing what to expect. He receives a letter from his wife Mary, who he thought died 3 years ago, telling him that she's at Silent Hill waiting for him. After the intro, it takes a more calm approach. The notes are more spread out with some harmonies and lower dynamics. At this point, James is taking in the town, trying to figure out what really brought him here. Now the tension starts building. The guitars have more moving notes, and the dynamics increase to mezzo forte. With the violin starting to make itself more known with matching its dynamics with the guitars, it's giving off more of a state of panic or even confusion at this point. James is now starting to discover the monsters within the town, and as we find out later in the game, these monsters represent James's demons that he has inside him, so he's literally fighting his demons. We even find a person who looks, sounds, and acts just like Mary, his wife, but a more attractive version. This is supposed to represent the Mary, or the type of woman that James wanted. So as you can tell, James is a little screwed up in the head right now. In the next section, both guitars continue the same alternating patterns but with different parts, but keep the same energy as before. But now the violin approaches more and more as it gets louder, then later in the section, it becomes the primary melody instrument. The violin to me seems to represent either Mary or his guilt for what he did to Mary. James is now discovering the real reason he's been brought to Silent Hill. Through the game, he tells himself that she died of that disease, denying what really happened. This section of the song seems to represent the fact that he's running from something, and that something is slowly catching up to him now. Throughout his journey, the pieces have been coming together that Mary did not die 3 years ago like he thought, but more like within weeks or months, and also he was the one who killed his wife. The next section of the piece demonstrates this, with the second guitar being the only melody instrument playing, repeating what it played in the intro, but not with the first guitar, showing James's broken down state of mind. The violin comes in, overpowering the guitar in the second half of the section, now at the point where he has to face what he did. The intro of the song repeats in the outro, possibly as a way to show that James now knows the mysteries of Silent Hill and now knows why he's really been brought there. Silent Hill 2 can be summed up as a tragic love story, where the quote-unquote protagonist has to fight his demons and face his sins, and Theme of Laura perfectly demonstrates this. Without needing lyrics, just with the instruments used, dynamic and rhythm changes, and the different effects used, Akira Yamaoka was able to make a song not only for the main theme, but was able to make it fit in with the overall story of Silent Hill 2. It was announced recently that the game would be remade for the PlayStation 5 and PC. Even the original composer is coming back to work on the music, and maybe he'll be able to make a new rendition of Theme of Laura. If you haven't played this game yet, I highly recommend you give it a try. There's a lot more to the story than what I went over. There's other characters introduced to the game with their own issues, and more things that James discovers about himself. Thank you.